Hello, how's everybody doing? This is Greg here, and I wanted to make a quick video to show you how you can change or edit a WordPress header. Now, lots of times we can download beautiful themes for free online, and most of the time these themes are perfect just the way they are. But there are instances, as there was in my case, where I needed to make some changes to a header because the theme was perfect, but I needed to make the header a little bit more personal or more customized to exactly what I was doing. Now, the header that you see here on my screen is the header that came with the theme that I downloaded. And when I made the changes, I want to show you the changes that I was able to make. We went from this picture that you see here to this picture here, and as you can see, it doesn't look as if it almost looks as if this header was made this way, and that's the great thing about it. It doesn't look like it was altered or it was doctored up in any way, and it looks, in my opinion, it looks pretty professional. Now, what you want to do is you're going to need a piece of software, and the software that you're going to need is called Paint.net. And you can do a Google search for this, and you'll come up with a few locations where you can download Paint.net. And Paint.net is absolutely free, so no worries in ripping out your credit card to get this program. Also, if you happen to have Photoshop, that program will do exactly what I'm going to explain. And I'm not 100% sure, but I think you will be able to follow the same steps that I'm going to go over, and you'll be able to get the same results. Now, the first thing that we have to do is to get our header image on our computer, and to do that, what we need to do is go into your cPanel wherever your web site is hosted. And once you're inside cPanel, you want to go into your file manager, and you want to make sure that you're in the public HTML directory. And once you're inside there, what you want to look for is your WP content. That's your WordPress content folder, and you want to go ahead and double click on that. And once you're in there, you then want to locate the themes folder, and when you double click on the themes folder, you'll get a list of all the different themes that you might already have installed in your WordPress blog. In my case, it's smart cars, and when you find your theme, you want to double click on that. And once you're inside that theme folder, you then want to look for the images folder, and you want to open that folder up as well. And here you want to look for your header.jpg file. Now, 9 out of 10 times the header image will be titled header.jpg. There are some instances where it might be given a different name, so you might have to be a bit of a detective and exactly locate the header image. But once you do find it, you want to highlight that, and you want to go up in your toolbar, and you want to click the download button, and you want to save that file to your desktop, just because it makes it a whole lot easier to find when you do so. Now, I'm not going to download that since I already have it, but you are going to want to download that, and as I said, save it to your desktop. Once that is saved to your desktop, when you locate it, you want to right click on that image file, and you want to open that up in Paint.net or Photoshop if you're using Photoshop. And once you do, this is how it will look. Now, as I said, I want to remove the images of these two cars, but I want to keep the same background intact. The blue faded to white and then back to blue again. I want to leave that intact and undisturbed. And to do that, we're going to use a tool called the clone stamp. And you can find the clone stamp tool by going under Tools, and about 3/4 of the way down you will see the clone stamp tool. And you'll see that it gives me this little circle here, and you can adjust the size of that circle. Now, I understand that you're seeing a yellow circle. That's my Screencast program, so you can follow along with me. I'm not talking about that yellow circle. I'm actually talking about the thin black circle that I hope you can see inside there. Now, I like to set my brush width which is right up here next to where you selected the clone stamp, and I like to set that maybe at around 65 or 70 to give me a nice circle. Now what I want to do is I want to put this circle in a spot and I want to keep it there, and the way I do that is I simply place the circle where I want it, hold down the control key on my keyboard and click my left mouse button. And when I do, you'll notice that I now have two circles on my screen. And I want to explain exactly what these two circles are. The circle on the right, when I click my mouse button, will produce an image of whatever is inside the circle on the left. Now I know that sounds a bit confusing. I'm going to repeat that again. The circle here on the right, when I left click my mouse, will produce the image of whatever is inside the circle on the left. And I'm going to show you exactly what I mean so you get a complete visual and know for sure what I'm talking about. So when I move this circle here on the right and I move it over the car and I click my mouse button, you'll see that the image, the car wasn't erased. What happened was the image of what was inside the circle on the left was put over the image on the car. And all I have to do now, and you'll notice when I move my mouse, the circle on the left starts to follow me. And what I do is I take my time and I simply go over the car and I just keep clicking my mouse button, and you'll notice that the car disappears and I have left with that nice blue background. And that is the great thing about this clone stamp tool in Paint.net, because you can do all kind of fantastic edits with this. Now you'll notice that I'm going a little bit fast, and I recommend that you take your time doing this. The only reason why I'm moving somewhat quick is because I don't want to run out of time in this tutorial. But all I'm doing is simply clicking my mouse button as I go over the car, and you can see that everything is being taken away and it's being replaced with that nice background image that we see here. Now, if at any time you make a mistake with this, all you have to simply do is hold down Control Z, and the last mouse click that you made will be brought back on the screen. But you can see here that I was able to remove the image of the cars, and it looks like I have a clean slate, and that background looks really, really good. Now what you want to do is, once you have your background taken away, and I might add that this header was a little bit more difficult because of that faded blue. Most of the times you'll have a header that's a solid background, and it won't require you to be as tedious or meticulous, if you will, in editing or erasing your images. But here you can see I have a nice clean background, and once my images is removed, I want to go ahead and save this, and you might want to give it a different name when you save it. And then when you open it back up, you can then begin to place different images that you might want to place on there to make it more customizable. Once you go ahead and place your images on there, you then want to go ahead and save it. When you're finally done and you're happy with the end result, you then want to save that end result file with the name header.jpg. And then what you want to do is, once it's saved, you want to go back into your cPanel, or at this point you can use FileZilla, but if you're more comfortable in cPanel, you want to go back into cPanel, and what you want to do is then go into Upload, and when you upload, you want to look for the new header image that you created, and you want to upload it back into this image folder inside that theme folder. And when you do, it will prompt you and say that there already is a file named header.jpg. Do you want to replace it? And at that point you want to click yes, and your new header will then be on your theme. I hope this video was good enough. If you stuck or you need some more help, please send me a message and I'll be happy to go over anything that you need with you. Thanks. Have a good day, guys.